moving on from there, one of the things that countless educators have said to me over these decades is that one of the things that frustrates them most is feeling undervalued, feeling unseen. And we're working so hard as educators, responding to so many needs, and when a child devalues us, or it might be a colleague or an administrator or a parent, but we're feeling unseen, undervalued, almost like we're being made to be invisible, or at the very best, like low-paid servants. This is very frustrating. We're professional people, we work hard, we prepare our lessons, we're really doing our best. And when a child undervalues an educator, it can be very triggering. Many teachers have spoken to me over the years about this feeling of being triggered. Now, one of the ways that first really this came into consciousness for me was when I was visiting in Southern Africa. And there again, I was helping educators and actually counselors and therapists, which is my other hat. I'm a family counselor as well as a teacher. And people in Southern Africa greet each other in a very special way. And I would hear it in the mornings. I would be in my room, I got up quite early, getting ready for the day. The sun would be rising, and there was a marketplace just outside my window. And I would hear the African folk greeting each other. And the word they use is Sobanu. Sobanu, and you would hear it, Sobanu, Sobanu. And Sobanu means, I see you, I see you. And then the words that the person who was greeted would speak back were Ngohona, Ngohona. And Ngohona, with that delightful click, Ngohona means, so now I am here. Sobanu, I see you. Ngohona, so now I am here. It's beautiful, isn't it? When someone sees you, you can be here. But if someone won't see you, if a child is making you feel unseen, very often we don't feel like we're truly present. And I think to understand that this can be a subtle but quite deep emotion to not feel seen. Ultimately, the word I think of is dehumanized, is that we can feel truly dehumanized. And that is, again, another very powerful derailing emotion, is to feel unseen, undervalued, and ultimately underneath all that, dehumanized. So how is it that we can begin to build that feeling of being seen? Some of the educators I've watched over the years, who the children really do see, do value, do give them that feeling of being visible to them, are the same educators who see the children. It begins with us. We have power over this. Being unseen can feel very powerless. But one way many teachers have commented to me over the years is when I ask them, step up your gratitudes to the children without going too far, but quiet, simple little gratitudes. If a child brings in some, something falls on the floor and they pick it up and put it on your desk or put it on the desk of another child, say to them, Anna, thank you for doing that. Thank you. Give small gratitudes to the children and have your day filled with small gratitudes, little things that you notice. For example, when I was teaching in elementary school, at the end of the day, I would often have this, well, actually not often, every day, I would have a moment of 3 things your teacher has noticed today. Now, the normal class, which was quite, noisy like any class, were silent. And I'd say to them, now, Annie, I noticed today that when all those pencils went all over the floor from one of your classmates, you helped pick them all up and put them back just right. That's the first thing I noticed. Well, actually, the second thing I noticed is in the playground in one of our chasing games and tag games. I noticed that there was someone who got quite sad, who was tagged and didn't feel they were. And I noticed, Sam, you went over and sat with that child. I noticed there was someone in our class who went over and comforted someone. And then a third one. And the children, they would listen so carefully to this. Now that was a formal moment of gratitude, but there can be small moments. Now other teachers have then asked the children for moments of gratitude, and you can do that too. I was visiting with one teacher who had the children sit in a circle at the end of the day, pushed the tables and chairs back and sat in a circle so they were all facing each other. And she would express some small gratitudes, and then she would ask the children, are there any gratitudes? Does anyone have anything they're grateful for? Now I could tell the children had been doing this for some while because they spoke up, and she had a talking stick. It was a beautiful carved piece of wood, and that would get handed to the speaker. So too many children didn't speak. Only the person with the stick could talk. And they would say a gratitude, and then another, and then another, and then another. And it was surprising how many gratitudes there were. That was a very happy class, and it was a group of children that worked things out together well, because it was a place of safety. But the gratitudes, the truly humanizing of another child, begin with us. But they only really work if they're authentic, if they're real. And I find that to be grateful for things that actually are done is a wonderful thing we can do for children.